Hello, everyone, and welcome to day 7. It's a full week into the Homesick Heartache Tour, and as you can see, I shaved. I'm all dressed up for the wedding of Andy Drew Terrell and Sara Hasselbeck, and I'm very much looking forward to that, although, there's a lot of emotional things that I'm going through as sort of anticipated, so I'm here in the hotel room in this sort of curtain setup that I've created. And just wanted to take the moment to log a few thoughts going into this event. And, getting ready, showering, shaving, getting dressed up. There's something that feels really wrong about doing this alone. And I'm sure there are those of you who have been single for a long time, who go to wedding events alone a lot, and you may feel a little bitter about my raising a concern about something like this, but when you get accustomed to having a person in your life for a really long time and they become a permanent fixture in your life, and they've promised that they will always be a permanent fixture in your life, and you get accustomed to that and trust them, it becomes very difficult to adjust to the new reality and having to deal with obviously other people making a hopefully permanent commitment to each other, and in the context of what has been lost. It's really daunting. So I knew this was coming. I knew this was going to be one of the more difficult parts of the trip, also one of the more joyous. I don't know Sara very well, but from what I've seen and heard of her, she seems like a great match for Drew, and I think they're going to be very happy, and Drew seems to be extremely happy with her. So, I have as much hope for them as I'm capable of having hope for anyone at this point, which is substantially, unfortunately, less than I used to have, but it's nothing personal about them. It's nothing about them at all, really. It's, of course, about my own experiences and how convinced I was that I was never going to be a divorced person, which you're welcome to think is naive. So wrestling with that, dealing with those kinds of thoughts and feelings today, and how hollow and weird it is to put my tie on without anyone over my shoulder to harangue me about tie choice or the little adjustments. People ask me all the time what it is I miss about Emily and what I miss about her role and presence in my life. And increasingly I find that it's some of the things that probably annoyed me about Emily or were difficult about living together in the first place. And that's an interesting thing to find. I think that a lot of people who lose spouses through death end up, it's almost a trope that they end up saying it was the mild annoyances, the inconveniences, the things they had to work around that they miss the most. But that's really true in this situation too. And 2 months and a day into not talking to her and being out of contact with her, sort of safety valve measure that I made for my own peace of mind and well-being because of how negative and destructive she was being in our day-to-day interactions. I keep coming to this conclusion that I sort of wish that, not that I wish her dead, but that this would be a lot easier to deal with had she died, and a lot more memorable and happy, and, the somberness would be tinged with a sweetness and a bittersweetness instead of just the bitterness and the pain and the insult that she left me with instead. But that's not really where I'd like to dwell. It's a happy day, or certainly all hopes and indications are that it will be, and it's a day to the future. So I guess I'll close this brief thing with, I have this flask. Obviously, anyone who knows me at all knows that I don't drink. Fish and Sara, my good friends who picked me up from the airport coming back from Liberia, stopped me from starting drinking that day. I've made a lot of promises to friends that if I ever start drinking, they'll be present as a safeguard against drinking. There's part of me that thinks I might start drinking tonight, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think when you put 31 years into a commitment like this, it doesn't change easily. But I did get this flask for, you probably can't see it from the reflection, but for winning the top speaker prize at the APTA Summer Tournament at the kickoff of this particular tour. And it says, incidentally, very humorously, it says, I'm sure you can't read this, but it says Firth speaker, 1 TH speaker, after summer instead of first speaker, which is just sort of how I feel. So, I don't even know how flasks unscrew or work. This is all very strange. I guess that works. So, razor flasks, razor glass, a toast to Andy, as he calls himself, and Sara, Drew. He'll always be Drew to me, married or unmarried. So, a toast to Drew and Sara. May they always be happy and healthy together and grow in each other's love and each other's light. And I'm sure they will, and I can't wait to see them make that commitment and that promise to each other, and here's to them keeping it. So, toast to them, and a toast to you as the Homesick Heartache Tour rolls on. We'll see you tomorrow.